Hey guys, another week has flown by and I'm ready to talk all about what kind of knitting and knitting plans I've been up to the past week, and a bit of ramblings from my life as well, if you're up for it. So welcome, happy to have you here. This is episode 18 of Hanging On by a Thread podcast. My name is Silja and this is my space where I talk about all things crafty that I do during the week. This week has been a very monogamous one. I have knit on one project the whole week. I did not start anything new. I didn't flip between whips. Like the past week, I was skipping between whips and I felt like I got nothing done. So this week, yay! I managed to keep focus. Didn't finish, so I don't have a finished object to show you, but I have made significant progress on a long-standing whip. Okay, I'm just gonna have first things first. Okay, so this is Friday evening for me. I know I post Saturday morning, so bear with me. It may seem jarring to you, but I'm gonna have a sip of beer. Baby is old enough for solids and my boobs are liberated for a time. So I'm treating myself to a beer while I podcast today. It's Friday evening after all. It's been a heck of a week and it's cause for celebration or relaxation or whatever you want to call it. I was kind of scared that I might not be able to record anything this week, or that I would get so frazzled with life that I end up not doing it. Seems having the habit of doing it for every Friday for 15 weeks straight, no, 14 weeks straight, does make a difference. So it wasn't so hard to just so what if you've only knitted on one thing? Go downstairs, set up the camera and just start talking, right? So this week I started back working half-time. So that's interesting. It's really nice to be back at the office. I've been to the office once and just so happened that you're supposed to let people know that you're coming in so they can plan and not everybody's in the office at the same time. Seems like it's a bit difficult. So there was actually a lot of people in the office. But luckily I do have my own office so I could, sit in a bubble and be near people and get some work done. Yeah, and sorry, this beer is good. It's homebrew. So it's totally in theme with the whole craft channel thing, isn't it? Craft beer. Yeah. Yeah. We got, the garage is full of boxes of beer. No, they're not called boxes, they're called crates. It's a lager. So it's a very standard, normal beer. I could start bringing these to the podcast if you're interested. Please let me know in the comments below if you are interested in a craft brew segment. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So just let me know if that's something you're into, because I'm fine with bringing a beer with me on every Friday afternoon and sit down and have a chat with you guys. What do you think? I started working and again, this has been a week of change. I got back to work and my partner got a job, so he'll be starting on Monday. That's very exciting. It's also going to be half-time, so between us we have a full-time job. Amazing. But I think that's going to make a huge difference for just kind of feeling like we're part of society again. We've only been in Norway for about 3 years, and the first year is just kind of landing. The second year you start reaching out to people, and the third year was a pandemic. So yeah, and that's gonna be really great to start getting to know some people that have common interests, and it's gonna take so much pressure off us as a family. It's been, I'm not gonna lie, it's been very hard, and it had me knitting very intensely. Yeah. Okay, enough of that. I think I don't need to ramble on more about that. I got my pen for the gesturing. What am I wearing? I'm not wearing any garment today. I am wearing one of my few accessories. I have not knit very many shawls or scarves. I think I have 2 shawls, a shawlette. It's kind of it's a scarf, but it's a triangular shaped scarf, and a really, really long scarf as well. So I got 4 accessories made. This I knit as soon as I landed in Norway. Basically, I started knitting this, or was it the first winter in Norway? Yeah, I realized I didn't have any. I had lots of nice viscose and cotton scarves, but nothing really cozy and warm for Norway, and you still need it. Tomorrow's going to be May 1st, and happy Labor Day, everybody. And you still need it, especially here. It's pretty cold in the morning. And this is the Hansel hat by one of my all-time favorite designers, Gudrun Johnston. And I made this one for myself. I'm pleased with how it turned out. This is, let's see, should I take it off and show you guys a bit more? Yeah, maybe. So the Hansel hat, it comes with 2 patterns included. There's the square one, which is kind of like a baby blanket thing that I also knit, and then the half hat, which is then the triangular shawl. So instead of then knitting the whole baby blanket, I've knitted half, and it becomes this very cozy garter stitch shawl, basic garter stitch, and then there is this garter lace, very typical Shetland thing, I guess, and a bit of a lace edge, very simple as well, very friendly for the no frills kind of girl. I have made mine in, see if I can remember this, 3 years ago, and I just threw it on before sitting down because I figured I've only got one whip, I've got nothing to talk about, and there is no sweater I want to wear right now and show you guys. So okay, what I have here is this white gray. I would say it's a light melange gray something. I think it is. I do not think, I know it is Hillesvåg Ask, which is a woolen spun 2-ply yarn from Hillesvåg ullvarefabrik. And yeah, it's so, I would say, economic. It's not like, it costs about 70 kroner for a hank of skein, call it what you want, 100 grams. And it comes with quite a lot of spin oil in it, so it feels really crunchy and meh when you're knitting with it, but it washes out beautifully. And it is very yeah, you get a lot of meters on 100 grams, or it knits up very, you don't need a lot, that's what I'm saying. Oh, English is suddenly very difficult today, and this is one of the first times that the Norwegian word is popping in my head and I can't think of the English one. That says something about how long I've been home. Okay, so the other colors are all different ones, I think. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 contrasting colors. The two brown ones are the gold and the burnt umber-ish color. They are both Jamieson's of Shetland Spindrift. The blue as well, I think it's the one that's called Atlantic. And then the green is Hillesvåg Sølje, I want to say. I think actually it's actually Tinde. It's a thicker quality, but it's that green, lime green on the grey base. So I've worn this shawl quite a lot. It is very cozy. It, it bunches up really nice, and yeah, just then you put your jacket around and it's really nice and thick and cozy. Or you can relax it a bit and keep your chest and shoulders warm. That's basically where, like when you get a chill at home, it's my shoulders and neck that hurts the most. So I like having a shawl on. Something around that, not just like a cowl that covers your throat, but something that goes on to the shoulders. I think that's why I throw on cardigans with like shawl collars and stuff like that. That's why I like it. That was the Hansel hat by Gudrun Johnston. Totally recommend it. It is a breeze to knit, and you can go a bit mad trying to figure out color combinations. It's quite hard to do stripes. So it's always a safe bet to follow the designer's suggestion. And for this though, if you wanna try out some other colors than what they've already, that you can copy somebody else's color choices. Super. If you're trying your own, I suggest you swatch for it, because by the time you get to the part where the colors are, the rows are so long, and you will have to knit half of it before you get any impression on how it's actually gonna look like once it's knitted up. And you're gonna have to unravel a lot. I did that so many times, and not on this half hap, on the full Hansel square baby blanket hap. I unraveled the color section, I think about 4 times before I was happy with it. I could have knitted like 3 shawls by the amount of stitches that I was unraveling and re-knitting. It did turn out nice though, so it's all worth it in the end, isn't it? But damn, it was frustrating when it was going on. So, this week's whip, can you guess what it is? It is, of course, the Skye pullover by Wallin. So clearly I have a thing for Shetland and Scotland, I guess. Yeah, so I had one sleeve done and I was on Sleeve Island last week, and now second sleeve is done. So I have, yes, 2 sleeves. Gorgeous. 2 sleeves. And I have not started, this was done a couple of days ago. I have not started on the yoke yet because I realized my body section was way too short. I think I had intentionally stopped just to make sure that I had enough for the sleeves to see how long the sleeves would actually be and where I would end, because I should end on the same sort of row. So once I had the sleeve length I wanted, stop knitting the sleeve once I have the sleeve length. I think that's good. What do we think? That sleeve's long enough. And then I can see on what line of the report I am on to make sure I am at the same round on both sleeves and the body before I put it all together. And let me see here. This, I had stopped with just 3 reports, and I did not do the Skye sweater has a colorwork band at the bottom as well, which I did not do. I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of emphasizing the widest part of me, so I didn't want that colorwork band around my hips, because there's no waist shaping to this either. It will be quite wide and boxy in the end, I think. I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking it's huge. I think I've got quite a lot of positive ease here. So I want to make sure I make it long enough so I'm not just having having like a tarp hanging off my chest. So, but this yarn has quite a lot of nice drape. Again, it's Rowan felted tweed. And the colorways I am using is the brick red and duck egg. I think those have a nice both color contrast and tonal contrast. So I'm very pleased with how that looks. So I'm looking forward to starting with the colorwork yoke. And yeah, so I am about, it's slow going, but I finally kind of learned this pattern. Isn't it typical? By the time you're almost done is when you learn the pattern by heart. So I could probably knit another sweater much quicker than I did this one, but I'm not gonna, because I like knitting different. There's so many patterns to knit. I can't knit the same thing twice. I know a lot of people do, and I see them. There's people I follow on Instagram. I see them churning out the same pattern in different variations, and they're all gorgeous. And I'm like, how do you do that? I need to learn how to do that. At most, I managed to make I think like 3 color variations of a hat. And then I'm on to the next thing, and I forgot it, and I was like, I'm gonna make another variation of that hat in a different color. But if I don't do it at that first blush of love with a pattern, I'm not getting around to it. It's just let's be honest. I think it's very unlikely. But ask me again when Christmas is closing by, because I know I have spoken about some hat patterns in the past, and hats, colorwork hats, are excellent Christmas gifts. So, because it takes me about 2 days to knit one, and Christmas gifts for the whole family. Awesome. So yeah, this I think is not long enough yet. I'm doing some awkward moves here. My hip is down here. I want it, I'm not sure how long I want it. Oh, it's not bad now actually. So yeah, I think 4 repeats and we are good. I think I've done a bit of mistakes around here, but the pattern looks pretty cool. I wonder how it will look once it's washed, because I haven't used this. I have not. This is the first time I ever knit with the Rowan felted tweed, and it is very soft and light, but at the same time quite drapey because of the alpaca, I assume. So I don't know if you can see that this isn't so very heavy, but it does drape quite nicely. It doesn't stick out. So especially with boxy stuff, I have the problem that I feel like they kind of just stand out on their own, because if you have a bit of extra boob and you want it to actually drape down and towards your body again, you don't want it sticking out back and front like that. I had that with the Ondawa sweater pullover by Michelle Wong. Gorgeous cabled sweater. If I can find a photo of me with it, I should put it there about now. So that one, I ripped it out. Yeah, I knitted that. So nice. The cables are so nice, and I knitted it. I made it in the original yarn, which I believe is Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. So it's not a cheap yarn to come by here in Europe. And since I had that, like, kind of, for me, luxurious yarn all invested into that garment that I was using maybe 3 times. After having it in my closet for 4 years, I'd worn it 3 times. That was just ridiculous to me, because yes, it's a gorgeous sweater, but it was, you know, it's just making a weird shape, and we don't want to have weird shape. So I unraveled that and I knit it up into a worsted weight version of Caitlin Hunter's, aka Boylan Knitworks, and Nordiska sweaters. I bought a couple of skeins of colors in Brooklyn Tweed Shelter, and I made that, which was like oversized, cozy, a worsted weight sweater. Then it made sense to have that kind of structure to the fabric, because it became more, yeah, structured. Kept its shape. I wanted it to be a boom shape around me. But the Ondawa sweater, I kind of wanted it to be more like this kind of drape. Maybe that's something for the future that I think more like a plump merino could be cool in that, or a drapier worsted spun yarn, because I still really like that design, the on-level sweater. And see, I'm gonna knit this now, but I can't add this. I cannot knit without looking at. If this was stuck in it, I would be like tick, 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 and chatting to you guys. Do we think? I think I can finish the body section by this weekend. I should be able to mount the arms and start on the yoke. I'm not going to promise anything because I have a feeling I might be distracted by other cast-ons. If I'm not, and I'm a monogamous knitter for the coming week as well, I might have a finished sweater to show off. Let's see how that goes. I am really, really keen to have this done so I can, with a good conscience, let myself get distracted by all of the light and airy, quick summer knits coming up, cropping up all over my Instagram. I think I mentioned before that like Sari Nolan have a couple of camisoles and tanks that look so nice, like simple but with some beautiful lace going on. And I've been stash diving to see if I can find something, and I've been saving all sorts of inspirations of color combos and trying to find some happy original color to knit with. What was I thinking? And yeah, I've only got like one inspiration recommendation for you guys today. It's TYK Knitting and the Alena cardigan. I've actually already bought the pattern because I have some idea in my mind about it being awesome with these 3 skeins of Fru Valborg's hand-dyed yarn. I've got maybe combined with another thread, so this is done in 2 threads of kid silk, but I want to do it with a fingering weight merino, hand-dyed merino, held together with maybe a silk yarn. I will have to swatch for this because I was so convinced with this idea until like half an hour ago when I was walking downstairs and looking at my stash and thinking, oh, I want to do this. And maybe it's not going to be so great with a hand-dyed yarn. Maybe I actually want to have solid color sweater for once. So I'm not sure. I have no idea. I'm all over the place with these things. Some of the most fun and difficult things for me to do is the color choice and the yarn combinations and what fiber to combine with what, because it's great if you find a yarn that's perfect and you just use the one strand, but I really enjoy combining more strands to create unexpected fiber and color combinations. And it takes me a lot of time. There's a lot of thinking going on before I make a decision, which is a little hard to show you guys, I think. Maybe I should start swatching more. That's it for today, I think. Hopefully it's been short and sweet, and hopefully not boring. And hopefully I will have more stuff to show you guys next time. My name is Silja. My handle on Instagram and the interwebs and Ravelry and all that is Silmoa. Everything I mentioned in the podcast episode I will put in the description box below, and I will also link to my blog for extended notes sometimes, which is biothreadblog.com. And that's it for today. Did I forget anything? Oh yes! If you liked it, please comment below. Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. So thank you so much, and I'll hope to see you next time. Bye.